want to thank you guys for joining us today to get more information on the Kauai Farm-to-School CSA program. We're going to be covering a couple things today. Number one, who we are the Farm-to-School CSA program overview, our project timeline and application progress, key program context, next steps, and then we'll also be able to do some Q&A. For those of you that don't know about us, Malama Kauai, we were founded in 2006. We're a community-based 501c3 nonprofit organization that focuses on advocating, educating, and driving action towards a more sustainable Kauai. In the last few years, we have really honed our focus on increasing local food consumption and production. My name is Joelle Edwards. I'm the Farm-to-School project manager. I'm here on Kauai. I'm also a member of the state Farm-to-School Hui and sit on the state Hui steering committee, the school food systems group, and the Farm to ECE team. I'm also a member of the Obesity Prevention Task Force group that works with Hawaii Public Health Institute. We've been working on Farm-to-School diligently since 2018. In May of 2019, we began meeting with community members to form the Kauai Farm-to-School Hui stakeholder group. The stakeholder group and meetings were developed to interconnect island-wide efforts, build capacity of stakeholders, and bridge our partners together to accelerate farm-to-school efforts on Kauai. We have over 40 members. When we first started our first meeting, we had 8. We are over 40 now, and our members represent all different areas on the island, including healthcare, education, food access, agriculture, and other community groups. I also provide support to our local farmers and work as a liaison between them and the DOE School Food Services branch for farmers who are looking to contract for the Aina-Pono program. For those of you that don't know about Aina-Pono, this program strives to increase local food in student meals, as well as connecting the keiki with the Aina through their food using products from the local agricultural community. What was really exciting is we were on track to have Kauai be the first island to launch this program across all 15 DOE schools. The first Aina program meal was going to launch in March. And so it was just kind of weird timing when all this happened. Well, during the COVID-19, we pivoted, and I pivoted. Since the schools have been closed, but I already had a working relationship with the DOE, I've been working with them and other local organizations to provide local food access to our keiki by helping coordinate the grab and go meal sites on school campuses, produce and pantry bag drive-through distribution for those areas of the island that did not have any DOE feeding sites. For the first 6 weeks, we had nothing on the closest thing to the North Shore was in Kapa'a. And there was a big gap in Kaloa as well. So now Kilauea is open, but up until then, we were kind of pivoting and making sure that people over on the North Shore and those communities got that. But we also were able to recognize that there was a large population of keiki and their ohana that are at risk, vulnerable, and unable to not only get to the DOE feeding sites, but get to any emergency food pantries. So we started the Vulnerable at-Risk CSA distribution. We were able to get some funding for that, and so we do some intake. We're finding out that they're low income. They either do not have transportation or reliable transportation. So we've been doing home delivery for that, as well as we've been doing feeding and supplying some produce, ice. We did propane deliveries for our houseless communities as well, all 5 of those. Megan was going to do this. We were having a little bit of technical difficulty, so I'm just going to talk for Megan. So she is the administrator for Malama Kauai, the program director for our technical assistance program, Malaya Kula, the school pilot ag internship program. She manages the local food connector site, and the Kauai newsletter. So for those of you that don't know, we have a pretty robust, I think on island, we've been kind of the go-to. If you go to our website or the Facebook, you're going to see that our local food connector page is up to date with everything from emergency food resources to farmers, where we have you farmers on there. So people are able to get CSA delivery, and we're constantly updating that as well. Let's see. So about the food box program, the Farm-to-School CSA Box Program was funded via coronavirus funding by the USDA through their Farmers to Families Food Box Project. We were awarded over $200,000 to purchase vegetable and fruit boxes, as well as cheese add-ons, and distribute them at 5 different school sites across the island Monday through Friday. Because this is a very fast-moving federal project, we are still working out many of the details. As many of you know, the feds usually don't move this quickly, but we wanted to get you some details ahead of time so you'll have time to plan and ask questions. We are having a conference with the USDA tomorrow, so there may be updates to the program or contract, and we will post any updates to the program listing on our website by noon. Megan and I are also happy to just talk to you about that. When we say fast moving, we submitted this a grant last week and found out the week before last, and within 1 week found out about the grant award, and they would like it to start working this week. So it's pretty exciting on how it's doing. We're looking at doing 200 fruit and veg a day, 1,000 per week, and then that 50 cheese add-ons, which would be 250 per week. Our initial project period is May 15th through June 30th, with extensions that could be refunded through December. So they're already looking at, hey, you know, if this continues, then we may need to continue this distribution model. So what are we buying? There are 3 categories of purchases we're making: vegetables, fruits, and cheese, and you're welcome to bid on up to 200 per day for the veggie and or fruit boxes. There is no minimum bid, and Megan will talk about that a little bit more or I'll talk about it when we discuss the contract and bidding process. The flexibility is what you put in the bags, and what a serving consists of is purposeful. It's not meant to overcomplicate things. We should note that herbs are not allowed in the boxes. So we're looking for $20 mixed vegetable CSAs, 8 servings, which would consist of 4+ types of veggies. $10 fruit CSAs, which would include 2 to 4 servings, 2+ types of fruit, and $7 cheese add-ons, which would be 4-ounce cheese tubs. So this is kind of an example of what a fruit box may look like. These are all estimates and meant to be flexible to what you have growing in season. You will determine portioning and pricing of each project, so you as the farmer can ensure that you reach the suggested value in each CSA. They do not need to arrive at the school bundled and not just, they do need to arrive at the school bundled and not just loose in crates. You may team up with another farm to offer a box if you don't currently carry enough products for a box. For example, a papaya producer and a banana farmer may partner on offering fruit box, with one of them being the official contractor and offerer, responsible for insurance, food safety, and contract compliance. And we know there's going to be a ton of questions. So since it's a fairly new model of selling, we'll dive into that further in the Q&A. But this is an example right here. And I'm going to send all of you these slides as well and some notes. So how can we help? We're here to help you with technical assistance with your application. So again, we realize this is a new model of selling for many of you, but we also think it's an excellent way for many of you to sell off a large volume of product guaranteed for the next 6 weeks. It's also a great bridge into selling directly to the DOE's Aina Pono Farm-to-School program, so that you won't again need to rely on markets and visitors for guaranteed income. So we're doing everything we can to support you in making this happen easily. We're also going to be doing farm work, labor support. So we've lined up a couple of folks who can help you with your applications and basic food safety statements. And we're going to go ahead and share that contact in the webinar and also have them listed on the info sheet. We're currently onboarding staff to work in the farm worker labor program to support farms. Contractors for this project will receive priority for assistance, so we may be able to provide you with some help for harvesting and packing the morning of deliveries. And third, there is a shortage of bags and boxes on island. So right now we're working to secure bags or boxes for the program. We'll provide them to the farmers. So this will be no additional cost to you. Finally, we want to ensure your success even when this program is over. To help you with this, we have a marketing consultant available who can assist you with setting up marketing tools like social media, photographs, outreach materials, and more to prepare you for when this project ends. I am also available to help you get prepared to contract with the DOE's Ainapono Farm-to-School program if that's of interest to you. The DOE is actually the island's largest restaurant, serving over 5,000 lunches per day. So it's a great opportunity to feed our keiki while securing a standard buyer for your products. So as I mentioned earlier, it's an incredibly fast moving project. Where we're at now, Tuesday, we'll have final applications up to 12 noon. Wednesday, applications will be due by 6 p.m. We will award the contracts on Thursday. So we want you all to be available on Thursday. Friday / Monday, we're going to start the program pending any delays. We actually have our staff meeting with the school sites tomorrow and Wednesday, those 5 sites that we'll be working with. And so we're finalizing all that and the dates that they're starting. And again, the project runs currently right now from May 15th to June 30th. There is there could be a 6-week extensions, like I said, through December, pending the USDA refunding, and you'll be able to decide if you want to extend and continue and move forward with us. So a couple application requirements. You will need insurance policy copies of your general liability and vehicle. You'll eventually need to list us in the state of Hawaii as additionally insured on your policies by the time you begin delivering, which your insurance can email to you and to us. This should not cost you anything to do, but it may take some time given many offices reduce hours currently. So requesting this early is a good idea. Your GET number, your basic food safety statement plan. Well, let's also talk about the food safety statement or plan. Just needs to be something very simple. A 1 page is fine for this purpose, acknowledging you're familiar with GAP food safety requirements and an overview on how you're complying with them. We have Emily from CTAR's Cooperative Extension Services online with us, and she's going to be supporting us, and she's very familiar with this work and can help you put something together if needed. You will need a W-9 form and an application form with a number of boxes for bids. This is the application bidding. So since price and size are standard, the key to bidding is just determining how many boxes you can provide and which preferred locations you can deliver to. If there is no way you'll deliver to a certain site, you just don't rank them at all. So it's a very simplistic. You're seeing how many boxes you can do each week and then what areas that you'd like to service. So you'll see below, these are the 5 locations that we're going to be working with. On Mondays, we're going to be doing Kilauea. Tuesday, Kapa'a High. Wednesday, King Kamalali in Lahui. Thursday, Kaloa Elementary. And Friday at Kakaha. We're pretty certain that this is how it's going to work in the days with these. Like I said, I have Haley, who's going to be our lead site staff with distribution. She's meeting with the principals tomorrow and Wednesday. So if there's any changes, it'll just be in the days and times. But right now it looks like the principals are pretty on board with the dates that they were provided. And most of you will have 2 key contacts when you're working this project. Robin Peterson is our grants administrator. She'll be managing all the contracting paperwork, invoicing, and ongoing vendor communications during the program. And Haley will be your on-site contact at the sites you'll be delivering to. I also have Megan's information, and you'll have my information as well, because if you can't get a hold of the first two, you'll go to Megan next, and then you can always go to me as well. Here's our technical options: Emily Kirk of CTAR Cooperative Extension Services, and Nicole Milne with the Kohala Center. And then we will have some farm worker assistance. We did send out a farm worker survey, so if you haven't completed that, please go ahead and do so after this. So some of our next steps: we want to obtain copies of your insurance docs. You want to request your additionally insured, draft a brief HAACP or GAP statement, complete the application, and request any technical assistance if needed. And then we will go into some Q&A. So let me get up into the